control this system. Look, who you think brought the drugs in and the guns in and the look, we had Mega Evans, we had more than Malcolm. Now who the fuck you think killed him? J. Edgar Hoover destroyed the Panthers, then they brought the crack and they killed him. Look, you already know that I bring the smoke, no filter. The hood is full of broke dope dealers. On the stand, they like Inspector Gadget, man. I'm about to go get them. Don't wanna see no more killers. Don't wanna see no more deaths. Start that jeans with the polo bill. Got a vision like Jermaine Dupri, and if you can't hear me, then you're so deaf. Whole pies is what he sold that shelf. No monsters what he told that rough. Feeling like Sugar Ray Leonard. Hungry but you shoulda made dinner. Some people gotta get drunk to have courage, boy. You done got full of that liquor. We don't even fight no more. Soon as you hit him in the mouth, you gonna pull out that pistol. Shit so sweet, but it bitter like beet juice. Know how that we do. Now we got a sweet too good with special. You can go and get a Jeep suit, chillin' no big suit, glass house seats. Straight from the motherland. Then we got deep roots. They can't defeat you. They just wanna beat you. Shotgun and chains, boy. They used to beat you. Shit. Now we be killing each other. Lord, I be missing my brother. I tell my mother I love her. We gotta look out for each other. Every time I be Look, I'm not trying to play the fifth, look, but they control this shit. Look, they brought the drugs in and the guns in and the look, we had Mega Evans, we had more than Malcolm. Now who the fuck you think killed him? J. Edgar Hoover destroyed the Panthers, then they brought the crack and they killed him. Look, you already know that I bring the smoke, no filter. The hood is full of broke dope dealers. On the stand, they like Inspector Gadget, man. I'm about to go get them. Don't wanna see no more killers. Don't wanna see no more deaths. Start that jeans with the polo bill. Got a vision like Jermaine Dupri, and if you can't hear me, then you're so deaf. Whole pies is what he sold that shelf. No monsters what he told that rough. Feeling like Sugar Ray Leonard. Hungry but you shoulda made dinner. Some people gotta get drunk to have courage, boy. You done got full of that liquor. We don't even fight no more. Soon as you hit him in the mouth, you gonna pull out that pistol. Shit so sweet, but it bitter like beet juice. Know how that we do. Now we got a sweet too good with special. You can go and get a Jeep suit, chillin' no big suit, glass house seats. Straight from the motherland. Then we got deep roots. They can't defeat you. They just wanna beat you. Shotgun and chains, boy. They used to beat you. Shit. Now we be killing each other. Lord, I be missing my brother. I tell my mother I love her. We gotta look out for each other. Every time I be smothered, I suffer from so much depression. When you feel my pain, then you know it's connected. You been exposed like a hoe when she naked. I got that sauce like a bowl of spaghetti. I'm an egotistic living legend. I already did my time. 5 years in prison. I'm no longer on parole. No more. Case closed. So for now I'll just live life in East Texas. And I'll never sell my soul. Oh no. Oh no. Hey, yeah. 903 Easy. Georgia. 903 East Texas. Living legend. Well respect.
What it do, what it do. It's 903 Bars, and I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. Yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Floyd Money Mayweather. He says he stands with Israel. What's good with your stop motion up in this goddamn thing, man? Nah, we ain't talking about collard greens today. Yeah, we ain't talking about bologna sandwiches and pressed ham like we did yesterday. Now, Floyd has he's made it clear who he's aligned with. He stands with Israel. Those are his people. It's wild, bro. You know, Floyd has said a lot of weird shit, bro, but I think this damn near took the cake. If you haven't heard it, I'm gonna go on and play this little shit. It's just a 1-minute clip. But basically he's just saying he stands with Israel. Those are his people now. And he ready to fight against the Palestinians. He's with Israel. Yeah, this is Floyd Money Mayweather. But yeah, he say he stands.
I'm not with you guys 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. In Israel, I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. In Israel, I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice. What we keep hearing is, why, Floyd, why? Well, my best friend is Jewish. This is my brother.
I ain't never seen this dude before.
If you have a problem with him, you have a problem with me. So, no matter what it is, when you call on me, I'm there for you guys. Always. I don't care if it's social media. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna be the voice, I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna stand strong, and no matter what.
Wow. It's a sad day in Black America, bro. Not only is it a sad day in Black America, bro, it's just a sad day for black athletes who want to play political, bro. Stop motion said Oscar got a lot of black fighters on this card this week. Yeah, I can't wait to watch Joshua Edwards. Darius Fulgham, he alright. Amari Jones, yeah, I love Amari Jones. This is his debut fight with Golden Boy. What's good with you, Dre? I appreciate you coming up in this motherfucker. It's sad, bro. You say Floyd having money problems. It's bigger than that, bro. It ain't got to do with no money. No, Floyd got plenty of money. A lot of people try to say that about Floyd. I don't think. He do a lot of stunning. He spent a lot of money, but he's also. I gotta say this about Floyd, even though I got a lot of issues with him. That motherfucker invests his money, which heavyweights stood like that for us. No, bro. There's not a black athlete. I'm telling you, bro. When you really look at that, outside of Jesse Owens, Floyd Mayweather, it's been a few. But over the last, I'm telling you, the last athlete we had that kind of stood with us was Colin Kaepernick. And once they gave him a Nike deal, he stopped taking the knee. Once Nike gave him a deal, that take a knee shit. That shit was over with. Wilder gave us to this day, and we never heard nothing else back from him. I'm still waiting to hear back from him. Yeah, he said to this day, and that's all we heard. We ain't hear shit. Floyd had a money problem, bro. He is selling his cars now. And look at he's selling his car? Now, you got to show me that stop motion. Really? At the state of Mayweather Promotions and PBC. Now, Mayweather Promotions, me personally, I think that, I don't think he's a very good I think he could be a good promoter if he wanted to be. I just don't think he really focused on making these fighters superstars and doing great with his promotional company. But if he's selling his cars, let me know. Show me the link to that shit. I hadn't heard of him having a money problem. That motherfucker made a lot of money. He was just on a plane showing millions and millions of dollars. So, but I ain't heard nothing about him selling his cars. But he definitely selling his soul. I'm telling you, bro, this is the land of the Walking Dead. Black athletes are constantly going out their way to prove their loyalty to other folks, but never acknowledging their own people. LeBron James said he stand with Israel. It ain't just Floyd. LeBron James said he stand with Israel too. This shit is like an epidemic, bro. This is literally the Walking Dead. We haven't seen this kind of selling out in a long time, bro. Like, selling out is at an all-time high, bro. This shit is at an all-time high. You got black people, you got broke black people saying they stand with Israel. Dubai held him hostage like a year ago. Remember, because he couldn't pay for jury. I heard some about that. I did hear some about that. I don't know all the details. But yeah, bro, this shit like The Walking Dead, bro. This is why Carmelo Anthony waited until his Hall of Fame speech to say he a Puerto Rican now and he ain't black no more, and he carried the flag of Puerto Rico. Carmelo, bro, black folks been buying his shoes since the early 2000s. Black people have supported him his whole career. This motherfucker waited till his Hall of Fame speech to say, "No, I stand with Puerto Rico. He a Latino now. He ain't black no more." That's why I'm saying it's hard for the black community to adjust to that kind of shit because we have supported him his whole career. I was a kid when Carmelo came out. I was a teenager, so this was like somebody we looked up to. So it's very hard adjusting when you see all these black people just changing their race. Shakur tried that shit. I'm Ukrainian now. Like it's wild, bro. It's wild, bro. This shit is sad, bro. One thing I never do, bro. I never. Israel are bullies, bro. They not no oppressed group of people, bro. That shit they went through back there with that Hitler shit, bro. The whole world cried for them. Ain't nobody ever cried for black people. The whole world cried with Israel and helped them people. And America and the whole world been babying them people ever since, bro. So, it's wild, bro. It's wild. Floyd wild for this, bro. It's a lot of things that Floyd did. I think Floyd even said one time that Mexicans made him and he wouldn't be nothing without Mexican fans. Floyd has said a lot of wild shit, bro. But I just think this kind of took the cake, bro. I really think this damn near took the cake, bro. Like, like, man, like I said, it ain't even called selling out no more, bro. It's just called getting money.
In Israel, Jews discriminating against Jews. Is it because they're black? Ethiopian Israelis say that's what it feels like. This conversation started and got revved up internationally because of in Israel. The conversation is starting online here as well. Malika Bilal is out. Omar Badar is in. What are you seeing, Malika?
For a lot of people who are not familiar with the context, the protests seem to have come out of nowhere. But we asked people in our online community about the conditions that may have led to these protests. We have Jahangir here on Facebook who says African origin Jews are living in the worst conditions compared to their counterparts in ghettos. They are constantly under attack. Now, what that means is what we're going to explore during this show. But for those of you at home, you can tweet us using the hashtag that you see on the screen right now, AJStream, and we'll try to get to those tweets during the show.
I don't really need to tell you this, but this show is so much better with your voice. Have a look here on my laptop. This is stream.aljazeera.com. One way you can get your voice into the show is by recording a video. You can also do this on your smartphone, your laptop, your computer. There's a little widget that you have to press here that allows you to record on whatever device you're recording on, and then you too can add your opinion to the stream.
Hi, my name is Ran Bari Shafat. I'm a lawyer and an Israeli activist, and I'm in the stream.
Racism and police harassment, that's what some Jewish Israelis of Ethiopian descent say they face every day. So, when a video went viral of police officers assaulting an Ethiopian Israeli soldier, thousands protested in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. They say they don't want to be treated like second-class Jews anymore. Israel brought Jewish Ethiopians to the country in two covert operations in the 1980s and 1990s. Tens of thousands were airlifted.
I'm playing this because, shout out to you, Jason Williams. I'm playing this because it's amazing how everybody cry for these people. But you can't even talk about that piece on the top of their shit that they wear. You can't talk about them long ass beards, these motherfuckers. You can't even talk about these motherfuckers. Another thing about the Jews, back when that shit went down or whatever, a lot of them motherfuckers been infiltrating different European cultures because they look like any other white man. So they changed their name. A lot of shit, bro. They changed their name to get benefits in America. A lot of shit, bro. They been infiltrating through Europe and all kind of places, bro, and playing on their so-called oppression that they so-called went through and a lot of shit like that, bro. All for benefits. And like I said, the whole world cried with them. The whole world cried for them. You got to understand, bro, different countries came together and you had the United Nations and shit like that, bro. Ain't nobody ever came together for the mistreatment of black people. Floyd God is money. Wherever money goes, he follow. Yeah, bro. I hear you saying it's about money, but they are every other. Yeah, they not who they say they are. Yeah, like they some different shit. Um, it's wild, bro. Um, them motherfuckers bully people, but they play like the victim. You know, you can't even say nothing about them. They'll say it's anti-Semitic, and that's the quickest. You know, even old Charleston White shit talking ass won't say nothing about them motherfuckers. Everybody's scared to say something about them. But who own our music? How the fuck you oppressed when you own other people's music? When you make up all the half of Hollywood and you own all the record labels and shit. You been seeing these rappers smiling with these motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers is slave masters. They not no fucking oppressed group of people. It's sad, bro. But like I say, Floyd ride with these motherfuckers. It's just sad, bro. It's sad. You know, black people, we always trying to stand for somebody else. We just scared to stand for each other. You know, it's sad, bro. It's sad. Like, bro, this is the Walking Dead, bro. That's why a lot of people are acting like me and Shakur and Montana Love and Keyshawn Davis and somebody else I'm missing. Spawn with Jake Paul wasn't nothing. Boost Spawn with Canelo, that shit wasn't nothing, bro. We are Judas, bro. We're the most disloyal group of people on earth right now. We the only people that will make an excuse, bro, to join the other team against our own. And act like that shit, oh, they just getting money. It's just about the money. No loyalty, bro. No fucking loyalty, bro. This shit is terrible, bro. It's terrible, man.
To Israel, rescued from famine and civil war. They would help grow Israel's Jewish population, but when they arrived, they were forced into immersion ceremonies and not required of European immigrants. Israeli hospitals have thrown out Ethiopian-Israeli blood donations, and Ethiopian women say in the past, Israeli doctors forcibly injected them with long...
But you such a victim, but look how they've been doing the Ethiopians. Look how they've been doing them people. But you the victim. It's sad, bro. And you know, it's amazing, though, out of every country, because a lot of European countries have babied the so-called Jews, but ain't nobody babied them motherfuckers like the Americans, though. You know, the Americans have a special bond with them motherfuckers. That's why they let them come over here and open up different record labels and different film companies and shit like that. So they control a lot of our media now. That's why I'm over can't say nothing about them motherfuckers.
Control drugs. Now, the government says those practices are over, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called on Israelis this week to stand together to eliminate racism. With us to discuss how this can happen, from Tel Aviv, Fentahun Asafadawit is director of the group Tebeka.
But like I say, bro, if you listen to most black people, we'll act like that shit ain't shit. It ain't shit. You just getting money. We just getting money and money, bro. Just disloyalty, bro.
Like I usually.
That motherfucker Floyd had the audacity to say, "Oh, I stand with the Israelite. I stand with Israel because my best friend is Jewish." Because your best friend is Jewish, you stand with a whole country and you ready to fight and join the army and you on the motherfucking battlefield. I ain't never heard that shit reversed. I ain't never heard a white boy say, oh, because my best friend is black, I'm ready to join hands with these motherfuckers and fight against white supremacy. I ain't never heard that shit on the other end. But black people will do that shit. Oh, well, I have friends that's Jewish. I got a friend. Don't say nothing about them people because I got a friend that's Jewish. Like, bro, we so fucking fake. So motherfucking fake, bro. I always want to ride with somebody else, but we don't motherfucking ride for each other. I swear to God, bro. I swear to fucking God. You see that shit in Texas all the time, bro. You see blacks that will be so fucking loyal to Mexicans, bro, but have no loyalty to each other. So fucking loyal to everybody else, though. Just disloyal fool-ass bitch. Just no fucking loyalty.
You're not allowed by the law of God to hate men of your own kind.
Nah, he ain't gonna join no battlefield, but you know what I mean.
If they said, "Are you anti-Jewish?" they would be correct because they are impersonating who we say are the real children of Israel. Okay. But anti-Semitic, no, I will fight that all day.
And that let me know all I needed to know about the FBI. The shit is a joke. Right. It's not.
By the way, this is a Captain Tazariak, a black Hebrew, original, nothing made up like them motherfuckers. You understand me? But like I said, bro, all them motherfuckers is to me is a bunch of fucking bullies. They tell a motherfucker, you can't talk about me, but you can clown anybody else. Everybody can say no did it. Everybody can say the N-word. Everybody can say this, but you can't say nothing about these special ass motherfuckers. These, man, listen, bro. This shit is real. This shit is amazing, bro. Oh, sensitive ass motherfucker can't say nothing to hurt they motherfucking feelings. I done made plenty of videos about them. That's why I said I'm surprised they ain't been canceled me. I done made plenty of videos about you motherfuckers. You understand? Because you play like the victim, but you really a bully. You play the victim, but you really a motherfucking bully. You know, and they get mad when black folks tell them, yeah, bro, I remember when Zane said no diddy. I did a video on that. Bro, when I heard Eddie Hearn has said no diddy, Zane said no diddy, bro, I've seen all these non-black motherfuckers, no diddy, no diddy. Everybody can join our shit. Everybody can embrace and talk about our culture and shit like that. You get to talking about them motherfuckers, bro, they'll try to ban your ass.
What's going on, brother? How you doing? What's up with you? Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, too.
First things first. What do I call?
That motherfucker Zane said no diddy. Eddie Hearn said that shit. I remember all that shit.
Captain Tazariak.
Captain Tazariak. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'll put it on screen for everybody to get it spelled correctly.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely pronounced it correctly. It'd be weird sometimes people say Tazariak or Tazarak or however, butcher the name, but you said it correct.
Always try to get it from the source, which is why we're here. So I flew to New York. Now I'm in New Jersey to holla at Captain Tazariak.
Yeah. And like I said, bro, I don't look at them people as no hellified motherfuckers because I look at them as a group of people, bro, that the whole world came and helped them out. That's why they powerful now. And now that they are powerful, they bullying other people. They bullying black people in America. They bullying the Ethiopians. They bullying a lot of motherfuckers now that they have power. But when they was broke, busted, and disgusted, talking about crying about the Holocaust and all that shit there, the world had to come to their aid. And they had to be receive money, reparations, land, all kind of opportunities that we never received. So, it amazes me when black people try to act like us and the so-called Jews. Because I'm going to start saying so-called because you're not the originator of a motherfucking thing. Y'all really just some white folks with some long-ass beards. Yeah, you motherfuckers ain't original shit to me. You just some white folks with your nose just a little longer and you got them long-ass beards. Y'all just some white folks that's claiming to be something that you not. So no, like I said, the world had to cry for you motherfuckers. The world had to baby. I'm telling you, ain't no other group of people been babied like them motherfuckers. The world babied y'all, bro. The world had to help y'all. Different countries came to help y'all. America sure helped you. So, no, bro, you powerful because people came to your aid. You're not powerful because of something you done or something you created. You're not powerful because you had great minds. You powerful because a motherfucker came and helped you. So, just don't get it twisted, bro. And like I say, now that they have power, they the bullies.
Yeah. Captain Tazariak.
Yeah. Judah is the tribe that I come from.
Okay.
So to say Judah in Hebrew is Yehowadah.
Okay.
So I don't have a last name, so it really would be like Tazariak Bun Yehowadah. So everybody get Judah in Hebrew is Yehowadah.
Okay.
So I don't have a last name, so it really would be like Tazariak Bun Yehowadah. So everybody gets their name by a brother or sister coming into class. When they come into class, the man above them is watching their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on their spirit, you get the particular Hebrew name that you get.
That's reminiscent of, I pledged a Black Greek letter organization in college. It's reminiscent of how we got line names.
Okay.
Like we pledged, and your line names, you would get like several of them. One of them would speak to kind of like your spirit when you were pledging, and one of them would speak to your personality in general. So it just reminded me of that. And there's parallels, right? There's parallels between those processes. There's parallels in what they got founded for.
Right.
What is your position within the Hebrew Israelites? Is that what you refer to yourselves as?
Yeah, we would say Israelites or Hebrew Israelites. Some people say so. I'm Captain Tazaria Gavai CBK under Commander Jenny Hanna. Commander Jenny Hanna is our leader.
The day Donald Trump graduated, you found out we was never lying. You found out that the crazy talk that we was given before was truthful.
He's in charge of my organization. I'm a captain of 13,000 in that organization. So there's different levels and ranks. So we have generals, captains, officers, troopers. Sisters don't have those ranks, but sisters do great things in our organization as well.
I probably died from one of these bats and blue badges, body slammed in black and white paint, my bones snapping, or maybe die from panic, or die from being too lax, or die for waiting on it, die because I'm moving too fast.
Actually, run down the ranks for me, because I actually didn't have.
Oh, okay. So the
highest of them.
So Commander Jenny Hanna is the highest rank.
Yeah.
The lowest rank is at 50.
Okay.
So you go from 50, 500, 1,000, 5,000, Captain 10,000, Captain 13,000.
Okay.
Rank is not like the military where you get it based on years. Rank is you get it based on work.
Work and knowledge, or just
work and the truth, like doing the work of the Lord. So depending on how much work you do, you can get raised up.
Gotcha.
Because your rank comes from the Lord.
Okay.
So when you doing the work and we observe it, the Most High, the Spirit may say, raise him up. So it's not like, hey, he been here 10 years, raise him up, but he ain't did no work in 10 years. He just gonna be what he is.
Yeah.
Or you could be in here 2 years and you just raising up in rank. So it's just all about the work that you put in.
And the numbers, what are those related to?
Those are numbers of men that you're in charge of.
So it's literal, as in like
not literal like
it's
we
like
number,
the number
we don't number people.
Yeah.
But that's your ability.
Gotcha.
50. Charge of 50 men, 500, charge of 500, 10,000, like that. That's your ability. I started learning about.
Like I said, bro, I respect what that brother do, and I respect what the Black Hebrews do. I respect how they enlighten brothers, lift brothers up. They not divisive or none of that shit, bro. They just brothers that's building. So, and they get a lot of hate. They get a lot of hate for it. But I respect it. Captain Tazaria got a lot of knowledge. And I definitely...
Being an Israelite in 2009, got to ISUBK in February of 2010. And...
Crucial Content, what's good with you, man? Yeah, Floyd around this bitch capping for Israel, talking about he stand with them. Like I say, bro, I can't get over this. Black people always say we stand with something that ain't us, but we never say we stand with us. You know what I mean? How can you stand for somebody else when you don't even stand with your own people? How the fuck? You motherfuckers always want to make declarations and make statements that makes no sense. How can you stand with somebody when you don't even stand with yourself? It just makes no sense. I stand with Israel because my best friend a Jew. Bro, these dudes be capping. They be capping, bro. They be capping, bro. Just like how all these fighters can stand and spar and help out Jake Paul. But you don't even help out other black fighters, bro. It's just disloyalty, bro. I'm going to get hate for saying this, but I stand with who is right. Well, who is right? It damn sure ain't the Israelites, and it damn sure ain't white folks. You know what? I don't think nobody right in this world we live in. No. Now, I do believe the Black Hebrews when it comes to their knowledge, but I'm talking about just right, who's right and who's wrong. I don't think nobody right, because I think even us as black people over here, I don't think we right. I think we do deserve reparations. Others should stand with us if they're against unrighteousness. Those that's against evil shit should stand with black people. But I don't think we're righteous because we have become so much like the motherfuckers that got us over here. So I don't. It's hard for me to say that anybody is righteous or anybody is right. I damn near think we all wrong, but some motherfuckers just way more evil than others. No, so yeah, I could argue we all wrong, but no, you have motherfuckers that believe in owning motherfuckers. So that's a whole nother level kind of wrong. You know, that's wrong because black. And I want to make this very clear. Let me stand on this facts. I just pray for the world to come together. When I say that black people are wrong, we're wrong because we don't fight for what's righteous. We don't stand together. We become tribal. Black people in America don't fuck with the black people in the UK. The Kenya don't fuck with Uganda. Nigeria don't fuck with Algeria. So we wrong for being tribal. We wrong for becoming materialistic like the motherfuckers who brought us over here. So we're wrong for getting caught up in the sin that was introduced to us. We all got sins, but some is straight evil. That's fact. That's what I mean by that. Yeah, black folks ain't perfect. We sinful than a motherfucker. Yeah, we run out on our woman. We slap the shit out of our woman like everybody else do. We wrong, but there's a difference between wrong and evil. Them motherfuckers is evil. So it's just levels. Black people don't own no fucking body, but these Europeans do. So now, yeah, ain't nobody really right. You just have wrong and you have evil. That's how I look at it. A lot of us are wrong. I think blacks, Latinos, Africans, a lot of us are wrong, but you got motherfuckers that are evil though. You got motherfuckers that build bombs. You got motherfuckers that put fentanyl on the streets, put methamphetamine, come up with dope to get millions of people hooked, and then build the rehabs for the motherfuckers when you put the dope out there. Now that's what a devil do. That's what a devil do. Put a drug on the street and then lock you up for it. Lock your ass, lock millions up for using this drug, but I created the motherfucker. That's what a devil do. That's why I call them devils. Yeah, only a devil will create a drug for you to get hooked on, but then turn around and lock you the fuck up. Because that's what they did during the crack era, and they raised the amount of time you get. Motherfucker put a drug on the street called crack, and you put the drug on the street, but then you start building rehabs, but then when we sell it, you up the crime. Motherfuckers getting 70 years for a fucking nickel rock. So you put the dope on the streets, you blame us for selling. You know, I heard a black man, I think it was Officer Tatum. I heard a black man say, yeah, the white man did put crack on the streets, but we didn't have to sell it. You stupid motherfucker. What broke motherfucker ain't gonna sell some dope? Yeah, that's beyond evil to me. That's why I call it just demonic. I call a motherfucker that'll get you hooked on this drug, but then lock you up for it. But remember that crisis in Ohio when white folks was ODing on heroin and shit? And instead of locking up white folks for being caught up on heroin, the motherfuckers started building facilities for them. And they started giving them clean needles and shit. White folks was downtown in Ohio openly doing heroin like and they called it an opium crisis. They never called it a crack crisis though. They called the motherfuckers crackheads. There was never a crack crisis. Nah, bro, we was called evil ass drug dealers and users and demonic and all that there. Wasn't no motherfucking crack crisis though. The motherfuckers built a lot of penitentiaries for us. But like I said, when white folks was ODing on heroin, they called that shit an opium crisis. It's a crisis when them motherfuckers do dope. When we do dope, we evil for it and we get a bunch of motherfucking time. So nah, bro, I don't think nobody's righteous because we've become so much like them and we've developed a lot of their ways. So ain't nobody really righteous, bro. There's individual righteousness. There's individual people that live righteous. I strive every day to be righteous. That's what I long to be. I want to be a righteous man. But as far as a group of people that's righteous, I don't think there's no culture of people that's righteous. Because everybody pimp on their women. Everybody slap on their women. Everybody sell drugs to each other. So I don't think there's nobody that's really righteous Prison system is the money maker. Yeah. Michael Jordan owned a lot of prisons. You can invest stocks and shit into prisons. That's how guaranteed that shit is. Nah, bro, it's all a business, bro. It's all a business. That's a bad. That you talking about an evil genius, a motherfucker that will create a drug, build the prisons while he creating a drug, lock you motherfuckers up and give you a bunch of time and blame you. Blame you. That's why you have all these private prisons. You got billionaires that own several prisons. You can just be a white billionaire and just own a bunch of prisons because the prison industry is so lucrative. Nah, that's a white dude, not our Michael Jordan. Yeah, but let me say this though. Even though Michael Jordan do own some prisons, it's way more white billionaires that own private prisons. Look at Bill Gates buying up all this fucking land. What the fuck you think Bill Gates finna do with all this land he buying? Bill Gates done bought damn near a quarter of America's land. This motherfucker done bought thousands on top of thousands on top of thousands of acres. And they trying to create growing vegetables and fruit to where you don't even need a seed. What's good with you, John Smith up in this thing, man? Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what a devil do. A devil will blame you for the shit that he gave you. No. They blame us for killing each other, but you taught us this hate. We never knew hate till we met you motherfuckers. And we wouldn't be able to kill each other without the guns that you give us. So now, bro, I talk about a lot of our destruction, bro, but y'all gave us every tool. Afeni Shakur told Tupac, when you get in this rap game, they're gonna give you everything to destroy yourself. And Pac fell for it. Pac got caught up with Suge Knight. He got caught up beefing with Biggie and did. He said it, bro. They're gonna give you every tool to destroy yourself. He got caught up with the little molestation case with the girl. Everything his mama warned him about. That's what they do, and that's European culture, bro. They're gonna give you every tool to destroy yourself and then blame you. So now, it's just an evil society, bro. And we've become corrupted because this is all we've known. We born into corruption. We born into evil shit. We born into seeing mama's motherfucking homeboy mama sucking dick for money and shit like that. So we just grow up under this shit. So we just been corrupted by this fuck shit. But like I said, ain't nobody ever cried with the black man in America. Ain't nobody ever cried for us. They called us crackheads. Ain't nobody ever cried for what happened. They said, crackhead, you a crackhead. Like I said, when white folks get the OD and on shit, they call that shit the opium crisis.
We look back. It was an interesting journey. I always laugh at myself for this story because when Jay-Z and them had the New York song by Alicia Keys and them, so back then, you know,
bro, I get everything that was taught to us. We just grow up in a corrupt society, but bro, it's never been more important, bro. Loyalty has never been more important. I'm telling you, bro, it's needed, or we gonna destroy ourselves, or we gonna be destroyed by this system, bro. Loyalty, bro, it is at an all-time need because it's at an all-time self-hate is at an all-time high. Selling out is at an all-time high, bro. We got to find a way to stick together, bro. You the truth in boxing talk. But when you on this one, you more of the truth. Talk that shit, bro. I appreciate you, bro. This is because I'm more passionate. I love boxing, but this I'm way more passionate about because I understand where we've come from. Coming from where I'm from. I understand where we've come from, bro. This is way bigger than boxing, bro. I love the sport of boxing, but now these kind of subjects, bro. Like I said, bro, it don't hit everybody the same, bro. When I developed knowledge of self and I understood why I gang banged, why I did all the shit I did, why we do the shit we do to each other, bro. And I understand that there's a bigger machine behind the fuck shit that we do, bro. Nah, bro, it just opened my eyes to some shit and it opened my heart, bro. Bro, we gonna have to stick together. We gonna have to love one another, bro. We gonna have to be there for one another, bro, because ain't nobody got our motherfucking back, bro. These motherfuckers gonna come up with a different drug every 3 fucking months. They gonna keep using these rappers to poison our kids and to toting these pistols and all that shit, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, I got a video coming on NBA YoungBoy. That little motherfucker a demon. Yeah, that motherfucker, they're a demon from hell. That motherfucker is riding this bitch touring. I seen at one of the concerts, this motherfucker had a bunch of people with red suits on and devil horns, like they was doing some kind of evil ritual on stage and shit. Like, bro, they using our rappers, they using our actors, our athletes. They using all this shit so we can worship materialistic bullshit that don't mean a motherfucking thing, bro. Now, pimping, we gotta rise the fuck up, bro. But our problem is we just don't care enough to do nothing about it. We gotta rise the fuck up, bro. Ain't nobody gonna ride for us unless we ride for us, bro. We are at a desperate need. It's a sad day in Black America, bro. It's a sad day in Black America, bro. We gotta wake the fuck up. And you know what? Another thing. I don't think with social media, bro, with all the police killings we see, it ain't that we sleep, bro. We don't have the will to fight against it, and we feel like we can't win. You know, and that's how you can become a bully, because a bully only fights who he think he can beat. That's why we beat on each other. Oh, I can win whooping on him. Oh, I won't get as much time killing a black man as I would kill a white man. So yeah, I get 20 years. I seen brothers get 5 years for killing another black man. So yeah, it's an easier battle because we feel like we can't beat them. So what's that new shit? If you can't beat them and join them. Like I said, it ain't selling out now as long as you getting money. It ain't snitching no more as long as you getting money. We're desensitized to all that because we see it so. Yeah, we see it so much, bro. We see it so much. It's fucked up, bro. Because I understand our pain, bro. I understand, bro. Ain't nobody ever cried for us. Everybody crying with Israel, crying for Palestine, crying for all these other nations, bro. Ain't nobody ever cried for the black people in America. Ain't nobody ever cried. Ain't nobody ever tried to feel our pain. They just love our sauce. Yeah, they just want to say the N-word and no diddy. Yeah, long as they can do that and taper their shit, yeah, and say the N-word, yeah, long as they can embrace the culture, but they don't embrace the motherfucking struggle, though. So it is what it is, bro. We got to stand the fuck up, bro. We got to stand the fuck. That's why I get so irritated when I see so many channels that act as if there's no racism in boxing. We just talk that shit fairly than a motherfucker. As if it ain't no racism. Everything just fair on top of fair. I get tired of talking boxing, bro, because I don't ever want to. I would never let myself get to where I'm just talking boxing and I ain't talking about this black shit, bro. And acting as if we not going through nothing, bro. Like it ain't real out here, bro. This shit way bigger than some motherfucking boxing, bro.
I think I was going down like the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, and what was running around at that time was Jay-Z and them was doing like blood sacrifices and stuff. So I'm watching all these videos, and this MTV Awards is a blood sacrifice, this is a sacrifice, everything is a sacrifice, and I'm smoking weed and looking this shit up. And I'm just looking at this like a damn lunatic. I think about myself now, like, what was you thinking? Like, I just want to go back to that person, like, what was you thinking? I saw a video saying, you know, we are the true blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Israelites. And so I was like, what is this about? So, and I clicked it, and that one click, I'm just watching them break down the curses in the Bible.
So, La Yasha'al, which means to Israel. Means stance, or Panya Hakadom, which means turn face to east. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abano, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash Hayah.
And I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Even when I was a kid, bro, when I read that story in the Bible about what the Jews went through and all that there, bro. Even as a kid, before I ever knew any kind of knowledge of self, I remember telling my mama, I said, Mama, that sound like us. Yeah, when I was yeah, when I read about that shit and Pharaoh let my people go and all that shit, I said that shit sound like a black story. Yeah, that shit sound like us. Even as a kid, I knew that, bro. I understood, bro. Like, this is our story. You know, everybody try to take our story though and claim it as theirs. So, you know. How long did it say the Jews was in slavery? How long it said? 400-500 years? Huh? Very motherfucking similar. I mean, it's just very, it's just a hell of a coincidence. I swear to God.
In English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh.
And we living in times, bro. I'm telling you, bro. We living in times. I don't know if it's the video games. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just sports. Black people feel like we can't beat these folks. We feel like we can't overcome white supremacy. So what we do, we join it, or we just shut the fuck up, and we rather just hurt each other. It's the land of the cowards. Just a coward mentality. Where we rather just beat on each other. We feel like we can't beat them. That's why. Remember that saying that came out? If you can't beat them, then join them. So that's what we do, bro. We join them, and that's what FLOYD is doing. He's joining them. That's what we do. If you can't beat them, join them, and that's a coward mentality. But you can't never defeat us though. Many will fall, bro. Many will turn their back on the struggle, bro. But you can't defeat us, bro. You can't defeat us, bro. Long as it's brothers like me, brothers like Captain Tazoriak, just different brothers, bro. You ain't gonna never be able to defeat us, bro. So we will rise, bro. We'll rise above all this bullshit.
Thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the power. And the glory. And the glory. Forever. So be it. So be it. Curses. The evil. And curses. And punishment. And destruction.
And you know another thing? How the fuck is these motherfuckers the original God's chosen people, bro? I ain't never seen them people do nothing righteous. I ain't never, you know, them the motherfuckers over here that have all them weird parties and shit. Remember them motherfuckers, when Lil Baby and all them motherfuckers was hugged up with them motherfuckers on that boat? Nah, them motherfuckers freaks. And they do weird shit. So they ain't never exemplified righteous living or righteous teachings, but you God's people, I ain't never seen them people do nothing righteous. Them motherfuckers have freaky parties and shit on boats and shit. Got islands with kids on it and shit. So until them motherfuckers exemplify righteous teachings and righteous living, you ain't the originator of a motherfucking thing.
And destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches, to enter into thy sanctuary.
The scriptures in the Bible that identify the Israelites as being black people, the conditions of us, which has been like the biggest misnomer, like how do you identify the plight of black people? Like why we can't get it together? Like why like every other race in America seems to have it together, but why black people don't have it together? Outside of the normal racism, right? Because racism definitely plays a part. I think any honest white man would even say racism plays a part with black people in America. But even bigger than that, why we can't overcome ourselves? Yeah. And it was just answering that, like, and it's the answer is so simple. We disobey God. But then the volume of that disobedience, that's what makes it complicated. Because look at where we at now. You start telling black women to dress right. You tell black men to stop getting high, take care of your kids, be a man, you know, forgive your brother. Those are things that, you know, seem like it's a hard thing to do because we would rather get high, dress how we want, sleep with who we want. So it's like an uphill battle. But that's what the Lord told us. If we obeyed him, we would be good.
What's good with you? I just want the truth. You said Flint, Flossie? Let me look that up.
If we disobey them, we would be bad.
The Indians are blessed in Hinduism. Doesn't quite work out great for us though. I don't see great marriages being birthed from Hinduism and putting a dot on the forehead. I don't see that. I don't see black people being blessed in their marriages and relationships and family conduct in Christianity in America. But I do see at the Passover the ISUPK though. I see families blessed in being an Israelite in the ISUPK. I see children living their most happiest childhood. You see what I'm saying? Free from trauma. By being an Israelite in the ISUPK. That's the most happiest wife in the earth. Right. Sharing a husband with another woman. The happiest woman in all of existence.
Oh, okay. He do music and shit like that. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it.
That you've never seen on TV before. The happiest. I've seen him here at the Passover of the Israelite School of UPK.
All right, what I'm saying, polygamy is lawful according to the Bible, are you?
I'm saying,
people's minds today.
Ding. Well, you would never believe that women are the happiest in a polygamy relationship as an Israelite in the UPK. The happiest.
I now want to move into some of the things that other people put on you.
Okay.
And I got a lot of things.
I know.
A lot of things to touch on. As you know,
I'm surprised you could sit in the park. It should be bigger than the park. And the beautiful thing about this, and that's why I said that there's nothing you can't ask.
Right.
Because it's good when you can come with all of that.
Right.
So we can dispel rumors. Because before you even ask the questions, whenever I go around anybody that's never been around us, it's always like you said, the myth.
Check out Let Me Swing It by Flint Flossin. That's Fat Joe. Okay.
Times when we get around brothers and sisters and they see how we are, they be like, man, I didn't know y'all was so brotherly. Because we'll say, thank you, man. We'll hold the door for us.
Yeah, I heard about old Victor Conte. Yeah, I heard about that.
Sister. We'll help a brother, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then the people will come, man, I would have no idea that y'all are like this.
Right.
So I'm ready to hit for whatever you got.
All right, real quick.
Like I said, bro, I don't follow no religion. Victor Pass. But anything that helps black people, I'm all for it. Anything that teaches against us committing violence against one another and teaches us to help one another and build one another and love one another, hey, I'm all for it. But like I said, I don't see the church doing it. And I don't really see Islam doing it. But yeah, with these black Hebrew brothers, that's one thing I respect about them. They just teach righteousness, bro. And you don't see the motherfuckers arguing and fighting each other. So yeah, I definitely respect what they stand for. I don't follow no religion, but like I said, anything that uplifts the black community and uplifts black people, I rock with it, and I gotta respect it.
This is a message from your pilot. You're gonna hear things in this next section that you will definitely agree with, but you'll also hear some things that might offend you. While I'm not a journalist, I've tried my best to stay objective, and I'm still doing that, but I'll be pushing back from time to time on a factual basis. There's no way I'm going to catch everything that I disagree with, and it's also not my intention. My intention is to allow them to tell the story in their own words of what they believe. One of the things that gets said the most out the gate about the Hebrew Israelites is that you're anti-Semitic, right? And people like Kyrie Irving have put...
You know, they say anything is anti-Semitic these days. Anytime you tell them motherfuckers they not the original, and you damn sure ain't God's people. Like I said, bro, them goddamn Jews over here, them motherfuckers be freaky. You seen them motherfuckers with them rappers and shit on the boat, hugged all up doing weird shit. Them motherfuckers don't stand for nothing. I ain't never seen them motherfuckers do nothing godly or show themselves as righteous people. So anytime you say anything against them, it's anti this or anti that, bro. But you don't never hear nobody say somebody anti-black. You don't never hear nobody say, oh, you anti-black. I don't never hear that. So
shared links to videos that have spread some of the message, and he was called anti-Semitic as a result. Other people who have communicated similar things have been called that, and the response from the Hebrew Israelites tends to be, how can we be anti-Semitic if we're the original?
And also, who run the NBA? And who was it that made Kyrie? That motherfucker had to take a class on them people. That motherfucker had to apologize 376 times. yeah, let's start calling these motherfuckers anti-black, but there ain't even no such thing as anti-black. Let these motherfuckers tell it. But yeah, the way they handled Kyrie Irving over that shit, and all he did was share the book, basically saying that we the original people. And that motherfucker had to apologize 767 times. The boy had to take classes, anger management, acceptance classes, all kind of soft ass shit. To just because he hurt them motherfuckers' feelings. I swear, these motherfuckers are some of the softest, sensitive, cha-cha-cha, charming ass motherfuckers. Anything you say, it hurts their feelings, but you supposed to be people of God. You supposed to be stronger than that motherfucker. Yeah, you so of God and you so righteous and you God's chosen people. Why your feelings get hurt so fucking easily then?
Right. Israelites. That's always the pushback. But do you think there's any credence to any accusations of Hebrew Israelites being anti-Semitic in their speech, in the things they say on the corner, and when they're using loudspeakers? Do you think there's any credence to that, or do you think that maybe there's fringe activities within the organization that can be attributed to?
I think so. The term anti-Semitic actually shows how anti-Semitic the Jewish man is, not us. Anti-Semitic comes from the term Semitic or Shemitic, which is a man by the name of Shem in the Bible. So Shem is the progenitor of the Chinese and Japanese, is the progenitor of the black race, the white race, and the progenitor of the East Indians, that I could just say. Those 7 races, I could say off the top of my head. And what the Jewish man did was says, I'm going to take the anti and make it only about me, which is selfish. That's extremely selfish. Like I would never use the term anti-Semitic because of all the other nations that involve. Because we're just Israelites. Now we come from a Shemitic stock, but because I know other nations come from a Shemitic stock, I wouldn't deny them from being from Shem, but the Jewish man would. And it's a propaganda push to where anytime you say anything against Jewish people, we cry foul by saying that's anti-Semitic. Kyrie Irving didn't say anything negative. He didn't put I agree with this, I watched this, I do anything with this. The crazy part about it, they called him anti-Semitic. But Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, he's not anti-Semitic. So it's selling on his website.
That's true. I'm definitely not going to defend Bezos. Right. Would you say that somebody with the platform of a Kyrie Irving sharing a link like that he has a responsibility for the contents of that link?
All this motherfucker did was share the link to a fucking book. That shit was wild, bro. But you know what, though? Shout out to the Black Hebrews, though, for showing up at the Barclays, man, and supporting them. Like I said, bro, one thing I noticed about y'all, I don't see y'all fighting each other. I don't see y'all killing each other. I see y'all uplifting each other. So I'll always respect that. I respect that in a major way, though.
I think the first responsibility, if you're gonna put that Kyrie has a responsibility to share something that was public,
and you know what's sad though? Shout out to the Black Hebrews again, cause y'all stood with them 10 toes down. Y'all showed up at Barclays, but black people didn't stand with Kyrie. Just like black people didn't stand with Colin Kaepernick. Nah, bro, we gonna leave your ass hanging. So, when you step out trying to speak against oppression, just know, bro, a lot of times you're going to stand alone. So you just got to be ready. Just don't fall off that course, bro. Keep standing as a man, bro. Just don't expect black folks to just ride with you. Some will, bro, but most won't.
The book's been out. That documentary was out since 2015.
100%.
So if he's sharing something that's already public and you're going to make him be responsible, but not make the owner that put it out be responsible, that's the hypocrisy. If they said, do we say anything against the so-called Jewish man? The answer is emphatically yes. Do we say it in an anti-Semitic way? The answer is emphatically no.
Okay, so the term is definitely what you take issue with.
Right. And I take them owning the term because when you battle them, if you have a conversation with them, they'll say, well, we came up with
I'm
that.
telling you, bro, anything you say against them people, it's anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic. He anti-Semitic. Anytime you say anything against them people, you tell them they shoes dirty. That's anti-Semitic. You tell them, motherfucker, yo, you got a long ass nose. You anti-Semitic. Anything you say about these sensitive motherfuckers, it's anti-Semitic. Bro, that shit is just cap. Yo, sensitive motherfuckers. You so powerful in the Lord, and you God's chosen people. Be a little more stronger, motherfucker.
1800s to only own it.
Right.
But by them owning it, they got rid of all the other nations that came from Shem. Like right now, America is not saying Jewish people hate Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
They say Jewish people are seeking justice because the Palestinians are doing them wrong. That's the propaganda that they're putting.
Yeah, they do hate the Palestinians. Yeah, the motherfuckers do hate the Palestinians, but they don't call that hate. But like I say, Kyrie shared a motherfucking book, and he was called hateful. It's just a contradiction, bro. You can't be oppressed but oppress people at the same time. You either oppressor or you're oppressed. So
when we look at the Southern Poverty Law Center, we got to look at, is there an agenda for us speaking and not liking you for the injustices? Like if it was just like Hawaiians, for example. If you see me out here, man, F them Hawaiians, man, I want to stomp on the Hawaiians' head, and they're gonna be like, well, what did the Hawaiians do to you?
Sure.
But when people hear us talk about it, whether you say it's hate or not, and I don't have a problem with you saying it's hate,
mm-hmm.
the question I would have is it without warrant?
Right.
Is it without a litany of history
mm-hmm.
that we can see? I'll give you an example. Like Charlie Kirk got unalived,
mm-hmm.
and because black people didn't have an opinion about it, because black people did not feel sorry for Charlie Kirk dying, we was victimized for that.
We were.
You had some white men run to the HBCU in Tennessee.
Oh my God, bro, that Charlie Kirk shit. Let me tell you, some things I'll never forget, bro. I'll never forget, bro. All the black people that cried for old Charlie. That shit. I'm telling you, bro, 2025 has been a hell of a year, bro. Black people we've hit an all-time low, bro. I feel like we at an all-time low. 2025, you've seen more cooning than I don't think there's ever been a more coonish year, bro. Like, so much fucking selling out. That Charlie Kirk shit, I seen black people in tears over this white boy. Just crying and crying. A black college kid got expelled for laughing at Charlie Kirk for dying. They expelled him. But you can recite the words to a rap song about another rapper getting killed. You don't get expelled for that. Yeah, motherfuckers laugh at black people dying every day. You don't get expelled from no college. But a black kid got expelled from a college for speaking on Charlie Kirk. You know, it's wild, bro.
He saw that. And try to make them get violent. And I applaud them young men.
I do too.
And them young women.
I do too.
And here's the lesson I would tell anybody else that want to follow in Charlie Kirk's footsteps. You should only go to black colleges because you'll live. You go to a white college, you just might die.
The Southern Poverty Law Center also says that the radical Hebrew Israelites are seeking a divine form of dominance rather than equity, meaning that you're seeking to supplant the existing Jews as opposed to being on some kind of level ground with them. How would you address it?
I think it's a little more than that. Like we're not seeking to supplant the so-called Jew. We're seeking to get our rightful place in the earth. So in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, in the first verse, the Bible says, if we kept the law, statutes, commandments, we would be above all nations. Deuteronomy 28:15 says, if we broke those commandments, we would be cursed, or we would be punished and below all nations. So as we repent, our goal is not to be on top of Jews, but to be above all nations like God said we would. And that's what the prophecies of the Bible say. When you go to Isaiah 60, it say we will rule over the nations. And that anybody that will not serve will perish. So it is divine because you don't see us. We ain't walking around with weapons trying to shoot people up or advocating violence. We don't believe in harming anybody, but you do have a right to defend yourself. So it is divine. The same way when the children of Israel cried to Moses, screaming to the Most High, and he sent Moses, and the plagues came, and God destroyed them. That was divine.
If there's somebody watching this who has been like, hey, look, I'm a member of this group and I don't do that. I don't believe that. That doesn't define me. I'm offended. Do y'all care? Like, is that even something you think about?
In the school?
If somebody is not in the school,
somebody's not
watching this, hearing y'all say things that's like, no, that doesn't describe me. I don't like them. I'm offended by that.
Right.
Is that something that even crosses y'all's radar as a problem? That's kind of an answer, but like, but I want to give you the chance to like actually answer.
I say something and they say, man, why did he say that? I hate him for saying
and in good faith, like they didn't misunderstand you. They didn't twist your words. That you said something and they heard that and they were like, that to me feels like a personal attack. Is that something that is a problem for you? Do you have a problem with saying things that affects people in that way?
No, sometimes I say it to affect them in that way. So I remember one time we was having this camp outside, and I use this story all the time because it was so impactful. So we had this camp on 125th Street, Lennox Ave, and there's a brother out there, a young brother, and he lives in some projects, and he battling Captain Tawar, and we got the 12 tribe sign up. He says, I don't give a F what y'all on. I'll shoot everybody on that sign, from Judah and the blacks all the way down to Issachar and the Mexicans. I had to maintain discipline. I thought this thing was funny as hell when he said it. When he said it, it was down. My face is stoned.
You know, that's the scary thing about preaching anything liberation. When you black, bro, or preaching anything righteous, you got to fight against black people too, because some of us are so caught up in self-hate and just wanting to destroy anything that look like us, bro. You got to damn near fight your people just to save your fucking people. I'm gonna say that one more motherfucking time. We are so fucked up as a people. Sometimes you got to fight your own people just to save your own fucking people.
Right. But when he said it, like, God damn, that nigga gonna shoot everybody over here, right? Now, as he's saying that, though,
Motherfucker talking about he gonna shoot up everybody, but I swear, it's just ignorance. It's wild, bro.
Boys like, man, you ain't gonna shoot nobody. If you is, go get your gun. But as long as you front of here, you're gonna learn about how we have not been brothers to each other, and we're going to be brothers. And so they going back and forth. Maybe about 40 minutes pass. That same brother's on the side of the table crying to the same Captain Tawar. Because the whole time, it sounds offensive. But as Captain Tawar is sitting there delivering the message, telling them that we are messed up for unaliving each other, selling drugs to each other, fighting each other, it touched them because for the first time, somebody actually cared about him.
I haven't heard curse words. What led to that philosophy? And I also want to dive into the specific words themselves, because there's examples of words that I wouldn't use that you do use, and words that I use, because I would say I curse, not a lot, but I curse. And I haven't heard y'all say those words. So what is the philosophy behind that? And then we can get into specific words, as I mentioned, but start with just the philosophy.
So we do use the words. Like one of my most famous videos is Cross the Line, and it was like cross the effing line, but I didn't say effing. Right? So we're all men. So curse words, biblically speaking, is like if I was to curse you as far as damning you. Foul language, which is more so what you're talking about, requires a certain discipline. So in here, if you're at camp or if you're teaching, you can't use foul language. It diminishes your speech. If you get out there and you say, man, Jesus is fucking black, man, what is wrong with y'all?
It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary because people are going to focus more on effing than black.
Okay, and to dive into specific words, I don't use the N-word. I haven't done it since I was in my 20s. I was a rap artist for a long time. I started making music videos and switched into the film thing, and here I am. And so over the course of that journey, my parents heard the language I was using. They heard how I referred to women at times, and it wasn't something they approved of.
Right.
And I'm very much a person who's like, I'm going to do what I want to do when I feel.
By the way, me personally, I don't knock people for using the N word, but I say I stopped using the N word about 2012. Same year I stopped gangbanging, I stopped using the N word, and I just haven't used it since. I don't use it in none of my music. But prior to that though, I was NIGGA'd out the game. But since 2012, I haven't used it. And me personally, you know, some black people try to use it because they say that's our struggle, and who are white folks to take that from us? That's our word and all that. You know, some of us embrace. You know, that's how Pac done it. He embraced the word and he said that's us. That's who we are. You know, but I don't want to be none that the white boy ever called me. So, I don't embrace that word, me personally. So I haven't used it since 2012. But I don't judge people who do though. You know, to each his own. But me personally, I haven't used that word since 2012. So. But yeah, all that endearment, and we use it for endearment. Most black people just use it because the motherfuckers before us used it. So that's what I think.
Do it, but there were.
You know, it's just like black women trying to call themselves bitches now as a term of overcoming, and you can't hurt me with it. Yeah, I'm that bitch. These hoes want to be. I'm that bitch. So yeah, these hoes call each other bitches now. So everything that the white boy ever called us, we call ourselves that now. So
word stuck with me, and it led me to taking that specific word out of my vocabulary and no longer referring to women specifically in anything derogatory. And so I would call attention to even the reference to women as broads earlier in this conversation. I know that's a derogatory word.
Yeah, that's what I can't stand the most about black women. I'm telling you, one of my biggest Jason Will. One of my biggest things about black women is that they'll get mad if you call them a bitch, but long as Nicki Minaj and Glorilla talking about, yeah, I'm that bitch, they be reciting that shit. Soon as you say bitch, them hoes scream, oh, he called me a bitch. But you call yourself a bitch, especially when you with your bitch ass homegirls. Yeah, that shit just a contradiction, I swear to God.
Your use of the N-word, are these words that don't run up against these policies that you just told me about when you're representing ISUPK, or is it a rank thing? You know, enlighten me.
The N-word is not a word that should be used loosely either. So there's a way to talk about it. There's a way not to use it. The N-word is in the Bible. So when I read this verse for you right here.
Damn, he said the N-word is in the Bible. That's wild. Hold on, I gotta hear Captain break this shit down. I did not know the N-word is in the Bible. Hold on, Pimpin'.
This is Acts chapter 13, verse 1. It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger. It's spelled Niger. Most people would pronounce that Niger because of the country Niger. As Lucius of Cyrene and Manon, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. So now we see that the Israelites are being called Niger, which means black, or Neger, which means black. So when you actually go to the pronunciation of that.
He said Acts 13. Wow. I'm going to tell you something, bro. Captain Tazariak, that fool, I've never seen nobody that know the Bible like Captain Tazariak. That motherfucker is like he know that shit. Like, I heard him so many times speak. That motherfucker know the Bible like through and through, bro.
Word. Niger. So when you actually look up the etymology of that word, it just means black. So is it derogatory?
This motherfucker done showed us that the N-word is in the Bible. I don't know. I might start back using it. At this point, yeah, if it was in the Bible and then they go that far back, see, I thought white folks came up with that shit. I ain't bullshit. Yeah, I might have to go, but I ain't gonna go back to use it. I'm just bullshit.
There, yes, for the most part. So why do we take it back? The same reason we take back Jesus being black. When you say Jesus, people think of a white guy, but he's not white. So should we not use Jesus biblically or Hebraically? It would be pronounced Yahushua. But people don't know Yahushua, but they do know Jesus. So should I be afraid of using Jesus because of they have boats Name Jesus. You know, that's what black people come. Man, them slave ships' name was Jesus. So why am I going to pray to Jesus or pray through Jesus? And the boat was named Jesus. And then we got to teach them that history. So should we not use that?
And to address the other word, you referred to women as broads. Give me your take on why it's permissible to use terms such as that to refer to women.
So words, like if I say, this is my dog, that's my partner, I could say, man, that's a dog-ass nigga right there. I use the same word, it's just a context to it. So every word, when it's used, doesn't have a derogatory meaning. If you say, are you good, that phrase, are you good, it could be a good connotation. Your ass, you gonna get back up or you good? It could be like that. So words, for black people, and this is something that should resonate with black people, words don't have one definition to us. We take that word and we multiply that word. And I remember when he said stupid, and bro, I was offended like a mug.
It's different. It means something different.
Yeah, but it means something different.
Like I said, bro, Captain Tazoya, he a very bright brother. I swear, when he breaks shit down, like it's hard to argue this shit. Like I think he has a great mind, a great understanding. Like I said, bro, I don't. You know, when it comes to the whole black Hebrew, I do think the original Jews was black. I believe all that. I just don't follow a certain doctrine. I just believe in liberation of black people, and we are gods, and we are kings, and we are the original man. I believe all that there, and just freedom, freedom. Let motherfucking freedom ring. However we got to do it, whether we gonna be some black Israelites trying to gain freedom, it's all about liberation with me. So I just don't follow a certain doctrine. That's just me personally.
Stupid. I'm like, stupid. And, you know, they put that "you" on that.
Yeah.
So word, depending on the context of what the word is used, is more important to us than the.
But if I had to choose, like I said, I don't follow no doctrine, bro. I just believe in liberation of black people. However we gotta get it, by any means necessary. I don't believe in no certain doctrine. I don't believe in no certain religion. I just believe in liberation. Whatever benefits black people. But if I had to choose between Christianity or Islam or the black Hebrew, I'd rather be a black Hebrew. Yeah, if I had to choose, I ride with the black Hebrews. If I had to choose a doctrine, but I just don't choose nothing. But I respect their opinion. Yeah, I put them over the Christians because they actually put in work. The Christians and the Islam, they don't put in a motherfucking thing. So yeah, if I had to choose a doctrine, I would definitely choose the black Hebrews. Because they talk about liberation. They talk about uplifting brothers, freeing your mind. Yeah, shit like that. So, yeah, I would definitely, if I was to choose a doctrine, I would stand with the black Hebrews. Because I do believe we are the original people and we are God's people.
Actual word. But if we was at camp, you wouldn't speak like that. It would be more professional. It's a little bit more loose when we're talking amongst ourselves.
Would you consider the group to be anti-white?
Yeah, I was not. Well, what I would first say is that God is anti-white. That's what I would say first. In Romans 9 and 13,
that's another. I believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah, that's what I believe. I believe that shit wholeheartedly. Yeah, I believe damn near everything the Hebrews say. But I definitely believe that wholeheartedly. You know, when you look at the story of what we've gone through, bro, it's damn near biblical. You know. People who were once God's people, the original people, but then the devil came along, and it's like it's been one big test for us, and we've been failing it like a motherfucker because we become more like our enemy and less like God. That's just my opinion. I think the black story is damn near biblical. We was kings and queens. We was owning shit. We had diamonds. We had gold. We had everything, and we were stripped of it, and we became slaves. And instead of overcoming it, we've become just as hateful as the motherfuckers that had us in chains. So I just think we got to get back to a higher consciousness of righteousness and become like we was the original people, which is God's people. That's just my thoughts. Yeah, this is a very biblical story to me with the black race.
Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated.
Also, because wherever there's black people, there's poverty. Wherever there's black people, there's nobody respects us. Not even in our own continent. Wherever there's black people, there's motherfuckers. There's, every culture has a derogatory name for us, an animalistic type name for us. Wherever we are not respected. Wherever we are poor. Wherever we are, there's drugs. There's prostitution. So wherever we are, bro, don't nobody respect us. And wherever we are not loved by others. So yeah, this is a very biblical story to me. Because everybody used to follow us. Everybody used to follow our trend. We was the creators of everything. We was the trendsetters. And now we went from the trendsetters to now we just a bunch of consumers that just want to buy some Jordans and buy some shit that look like we something, but we don't own a motherfucking thing.
And Paul is quoting what Malachi wrote, which were the words of God. So now we know God hates a nation of people who are Esau or Edomites. That's Esau and Edom or Edomites is where white people come from. So now once we identify that, and if God hates them, we're supposed to hate what God hates, love what God loves. So if anti-white is not based on them being white or them being Edomites, because the Bible also says thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. So it's actually against our law to abhor a white man. But it's not against our law when a white man commits a crime against us to allow him to continue to exploit us with said crime, that we can't speak out against that. Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse says there's a time for love and a time for hate. You have to measure that time. You have to observe what's happening and if what the person is doing to you requires love or requires hate. Well, the history of our time in America has not required us to love America. There's nobody that's more hateful in America than white people. And if anybody taught black people to hate, it's them by their actions. So we're just responding to that.
LGBT members, stop being an LGBT member and go and sin no more.
The Jews never loved Hitler and his people. Nobody ever loved their slave master. Nobody ever loved. Only black people are taught to love thy enemy, turn the other cheek, obey your master and shit. Only black people are taught to love the very motherfuckers that hang us from trees. Only black people are required to love them. Because every time black people try to sound like we proud, they say we preaching hate. Only black people get accused of being hateful just for loving one another.
I don't want people acting like, we're the enemies of the LGBT. We're the one wishing them life because they want to go out and get AIDS and damn themselves to death. AIDS is a terrible thing. And we don't wish that on no man. You see what I'm saying? But for the other races who are not black and Latino, I believe LGBT is good for white people.
Absolutely.
I believe LGBT is good for Africans.
Absolutely.
I believe LGBT is good for the Arabs. And Islam came with them boys over there, Bacha boys. They call themselves the Bacha boys.
And the highest suicide rates.
Yeah.
Of course, AIDS, monkeypox, everything else.
The drugs.
We want them to live.
Right.
We want them to turn away from their sin. And that's why we tell them their sin.
Right.
People are telling them, just live your truth. They want them to get AIDS.
Right.
And monkeypox.
Right.
And have mental illness until they're miserable enough to take their own lives.
Right.
They want that.
They call it enabling.
Exactly.
You are enabling a man in his trauma.
Exactly.
By the way, they've all been molested as children in church. That's how they became that. They get confused with their gender identity based on the trauma.
That's another thing that why I'm so against religion. Nobody molests kids more than religious people. Nobody is more of a contradiction to life than religious people, because you come in the name of God, but you do devilish things. It's easier for a man to pretend to be righteous to gain the trust of those that are ignorant so that you may take advantage of them. So yeah, nobody molests kids more than the religious folks. So yeah, that's why I don't rock with religion, bro. The thing I don't like about religion, especially the black church, we'll say, well, that wasn't the church I go to, but it's still a part of the organization that you represent. So yeah, nobody takes advantage of kids and women like religion.
that happen to them. It's a common thing that happens with trauma. You get confused about who you are. You just think of someone who gets kidnapped. They go into Stockholm syndrome. They get confused about their identity based on
Another thing you have to ask yourself, with white folks being the most powerful race in the world at this point, definitely in this fucking country, why is suicide amongst white men the highest? Why is sex cases since I can't remember how long, why do white men lead the nation in sex cases, lead the nation in suicide? So even though they have all the power and control, they still live like savages, you know.
Traumatic event, and now they think they're someone else. You know, now a man is thinking that he's a woman. And a woman thinking that she's a man.
And so the next piece of what they put on you is that you're anti-queer. When I say queer, I mean LGBTQI.
And you know, when it comes to these so-called Jewish folks, they so of God, but they promote a lot of this homosexuality too, and that's against the word. Since you say you God's people, y'all promote a lot of this homosexuality through hip-hop, through music, through a lot of this shit. So, you know, practice what you preach.
Plus the entire spectrum of that community. And so that's a multi-tiered question, right? It's one thing to come out and ask you, are you anti the entire queer community? But first, I'd ask you, do you have members of that community within your community?
No, you can't be. Let's say if someone lived that life.
Yeah, I definitely respect that they don't allow you to be LGBT and be a black Hebrew. I definitely respect that. You know, because the church done went wild with accepting them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers play the piano, they lead the choir. You have gay preachers now. So, yeah, the church done went gay, LGBT crazy around this motherfucker.
Lifestyle and repented from that lifestyle, then maybe you could be a part of that community, like any sin.
You see what I'm saying? You look down, the Lord gave you this organ, but you don't believe you should have this organ. Then why did God purpose it to you for? What do you think that thing is for? Your man, you're given the tools of a man, right. Is to multiply and get women pregnant. Come on, man. Not be silly, man. What woman don't like to get pregnant? You know what I'm saying? What woman is not getting 30 years old, and she said the clock is ticking on her, and she wants more babies, and she wants to grow up and be married with a house and a man and have a dog in the yard. Yeah.
Now they don't need that. Now they just need their career.
Yeah.
Until they actually are in their 40s and they realize, oh damn, I wanted some other things, and now it might be too late.
Yeah. Now companies are robbing sisters because a woman.
Yeah. Nowadays you got black women. They choose their career before babies. No, I'm gonna get successful and I'm gonna do all this first and do that first, and then they gonna wait. When I get in my 30s, then I'll have a baby. But their career come first. They care more about being successful than being a mother. So they done tricked us in all thinking all kind of bullshit, bro. You lay with dogs, you will get fleas, bro.
With a man, that man has control over our money. Society slows down, the economy slows down. Same thing for LGBT. Remember too, they got no family to provide for. All they got time to do is to spend money on themselves in their vanity.
So homosexuality is a sin, like not committing murder is a sin. You can't be a murderer, you can't be a drug dealer and be an Israelite, because you got to actually obey the laws of God.
So, and the opinion that it's a sin comes from the literalism to the Bible that ISUPK ascribes to.
Yes, so we ascribe to the laws of God that Jesus Christ ascribed to the same laws of God. He said, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. Even 1 Corinthians 6:9 says, know ye not that the effeminate shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So you cannot be effeminate. So when it comes to homosexuality, that cannot exist in the Israelite community because it cannot exist to God.
So you also draw a equal sign between effeminate behavior and being part of the queer community, because in theory you can be effeminate or conventionally effeminate without being a member of the queer community, right?
Yeah, so you can be effeminate without being a homosexual,
right?
But we would have to fix that before you could be in our organization.
So you can't be effeminate to be as okay. Just clearing that up.
Yeah, because there's such a danger, and the greatest danger to the LBGT community being a part of the Israelite community is not the adults, it's the kids. Most people from that community have a history.
Facts. That to me, that's one of the sickest things they ever did. It's one thing to push that shit on black men and black women, but when they started pushing that shit on black children, that's when it became very sick. And you know, and us as parents, us as women and men, we ain't never stand against that shit. Matter of fact, in a certain sense, we promote it. You know, like hell, damn near all the cartoons now are gay. So yeah, we embrace it. We really embrace. We never stood against. That's why I say, bro, you can damn near do anything to black folks now. Cause when you don't stand up against nothing, you can do anything to them kind of people
in their life that altered their way of thinking. Meaning, like, it could be from child molestation, it could be from raping, it could be from any of those things. And when they didn't get justice, that could be the reason why they're living that way of life.
So you're saying most of the members of that community have that in their history.
Yes.
Do you have a source for that, or?
I do. Maybe I'll try to find it for when we film later.
Okay.
But from because I've done like 5 lectures on this subject.
All right. Another quick message from your pilot. Cap sent me this article by Vanderbilt Medical Center. What study were they talking about? This one. This was the original study by JAMA Psychiatry. In this study's own words, it's examining adverse childhood experiences that occur before 18 years old. The study shows a pretty clear imbalance in the amount of physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse experienced by members of sexual minorities. The study connects these incidents to poor mental health as an adult, not their sexual orientation itself. So that would lend some evidence to support Cap's statement that most of them experience higher rates of these incidents, but it does not support the claim that these incidents are the reason why they became who they became. This study does not rule out the possibility that they were bullied, abused, etc. because of their sexual orientation, and not vice versa. This was also used by Priest Hazahab earlier in the video when he said that
they've all been molested as children in church. That's how they became that.
There's no evidence to support that I'm aware of, but if they provide that evidence, I'll link it in the attachment to this video. The full study's in the description. Read that when you get a chance, but let's move on.
Yeah, screenshot it. Let me see what the question is.
There you go, right there.
Can you ask Cap this question and don't make him run on his side presser? The question is, but this shit gotta make sense. Hebrews 13:8. Yesterday the first repetition.
Yo, man, your shit is right. I love it. I was checking your stuff out. Yeah. I was checking out the joint you had on ADOS.
Mm-hmm.
You know that joint is bad. What's the name of your channel again?
Cam James.
Cam James. In case y'all never heard of, let the people see you, man. This is the brother Cam James. I don't know if you remember Bloomstein's. Yeah, that was there. That icon is still there. All right, look over there. See the Apollo?
Yeah, I see
the Apollo.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I've never gotten to the level where I've counseled a homosexual to get to a membership point,
but it's possible.
Christ said all things is possible.
Right. So a person can have engaged in homosexual acts in the past. Are they still eligible for membership? Just like a drug dealer would be in your case. You told me about your background, right? Just like a drug dealer who used to do that is eligible for membership. Is a person who engaged in homosexual acts eligible for membership if they're not currently active?
It would be something that I would look at as a case by case, only because I don't know what I would have to see to believe that he's no longer engaging in that act.
Gotcha.
Because it's private. Yeah, it's private. It's a bedroom. Man.
You have no proof.
Right. It's just like child molesters. Like a person that is a child molester, he wouldn't be able to come in here. And because a child molester, that's a homosexual act, but it's with an underage kid.
Or heterosexual.
But because of, let's say if we accept it, I'm inviting this person that has this past to be around people that I'm supposed to protect.
Sure.
So from a protective position, I would say, yes, you're an Israelite, you keep the laws, but you can't be a part of us because of what you did. he would have to accept that.
I get your point about child molesters. I will draw a line between child molesters and homosexual people in the queer community, because they're not the same, right?
Yeah, and that's what, in my experience, so I've counseled homosexuals. I've counseled them before.
Okay.
We're trying to stop.
Yeah.
I've never gotten to a level with any of them to get to the stage where could they come to the school. Here's what I would say to a homosexual. Like, God is stronger than your sin. So your sin is forgivable. I don't hate you. If you say you stop being a homosexual, I would have to take you at your word. I'm not afraid of you. But when it comes to being around a congregation of people that I'm in charge of, I have to protect it. Same thing with a drug dealer. I have to protect. I'm watching that drug dealer too.
Would you put all these things at the top of this hierarchy?
I definitely respect that. Yeah, I definitely respect that, because you have to be careful who you bring into your organization. You don't know what kind of baggage, what kind of trauma they bring, because a lot of times people throw their trauma on you. So you just have to be very careful. So yeah, I definitely respect that.
Of things that are transgressions.
Yes, that are hard to bring around in the community.
So two connected things, right? So that what that implies is that drug dealing, which destroys communities in a multitude of ways, it implies that that's more egregious, that someone's private sexual preferences are more egregious than an activity like drug dealing that publicly destroys communities.
It's not the egregiousness of it, because that's a singular act, whereas drug dealing is a public act.
Sure.
But we can see we could see somebody dealing drugs easier than I could see somebody having sex with a man.
You also mentioned that you personally, you would find it difficult to get past, like, the hesitancy, having them around, the danger that they pose.
Yeah, wondering if they've given it up.
Wondering if they've given it up.
Yes.
So that implies that you're, to a degree, you're carrying personal biases forward into your membership.
Protected, but I'm not worried about myself.
Right.
My worry has nothing to do with me.
Whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged.
So I went on Twitter Spaces, right? And Twitter Spaces is a weird place when it comes to the FBA. But the weirdest experience I had was the FBA was allowing a transgender man to proclaim to be the queen of the FBA.
Oh my God.
When somebody does something,
man, I remember that shit. Yeah, with old Tariq Nasheed, yeah, they had this homosexual dude as like the speaker of the FBA, you know, the Foundation of Black America, and they was calling him the queen of the yeah, that was wild though. That shit was wild. That was wild. Yeah, Tariq was wild for that shit. Yeah, I remember that shit.
We would accept as black, but if they're Jamaican, if they're Haitian, if they're Dominican or something like that, you'll see Tariq say, this is a telly. But when this transgender man said, he's the queen of the FBA, Tariq didn't say nothing. So I was thrown off of it, right? You said what? And he voted. Oh, right, that's right, I forgot. Wow. They actually voted. They took a vote and said that this man is the queen. And so I had Tariq's number, so I texted him and I asked him about it. I said, I think the nigga's name was like Giselle, something with a G. I don't know the nigga's name by heart. So I asked him about it, and he said it's a troll. And then he indirectly talked about me on a video where he said somebody texted him about it while he was eating and don't know why I'm texting him about it. And I'm saying to myself, while I'm texting you about it, number one, I was trying to give him respect. Maybe he wasn't aware of it. And I'm hoping he gonna tell me, nah, we don't stand with that shit because we about black man and black woman. Right. I don't think a man that's supposed to be a Tariq ilk would endorse homosexual activity, let alone a man winning a vote to be the queen of the FBA. Mm-hmm. And that let me know all I needed to know about the FBA. The shit is a joke. Right. It's not real. It's a hustle. Mm. And if anybody look at the timeline, and Jennifer Hyman brought this out, when what's the girl that tried to run for president?
Kamala Harris. When Kamala Harris was in charge of DA in California, she has said that if she was president, she would import or fight for reparations for black people. Once she said that, boom, ADOS, boom, FBA come out to where now they want to delineate from everybody else being black because they thought they was going to get reparations. And then, of course, like everything, they all hustlers. So they come out like, nah, I want this shit for everybody. Now they hate her, but they got to run with the FBA narrative.
I have one form of the, they call this a gi right here, right? This was the ISUPK's first type of garment. Christ said that we are the salt of the earth, right? The Israelites in Matthew chapter 5, right? And without us, the world would have no flavor. You know, what things do
Hold
all
on,
culture...
he said Kamala Harris was talking about giving us reparations. Now, I never heard that shit. I'm going to have to look that shit up because I never heard that. I never heard nothing about Kamala Harris. Because matter of fact, I remember Kamala Harris saying she'll never do nothing just for black people, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna definitely have to look that shit up.
Share in common. Because today, right, black Americans will wear sneakers, will wear a cap, a baseball cap, and then the whole world copied it. And there was a time before we were slaves in America, where we was free and in our own lands and stuff. We also had a culture that other people thought worthy to copy. Robes is one of them, right? So this in the Bible will be like a robe, like what Abraham wore and stuff like that, right? So you have this thing on my head, which is called an Israelite mitri, all right? Some cultures have it as a turban. African cultures have it as their head wrappings and stuff like that. Jewelry, Jew. Right? That's the Jews' culture. The man who calls himself a Jew today doesn't like to wear jewelry, doesn't fit the bill. Right? Real Jews wore jewelry. And then as the culture of the school progressed, we went to discover what the Bible will call the apron, which is the Israelite garment. All right, this was made by Captain Yagawa from Black Wall Street, the school in Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I mean? You know, we provide garments to the whole school. Got this piece on right here, this armband on right here, from the time when what the heathens say that Jacob stole the birthright. Jacob in Genesis, in the book of Genesis, he put on goat skin on his arms and pretending like he was the white man because the white man's hands is hairy. All right? And Jacob put this on his hands to feel like the white man's arms to his father who was blind and dying at the time to say, yo, even though Esau is the firstborn, you know what I mean? My mom said you should give the birthright to me instead of this other race that the Lord is bringing out of.
Facts, I definitely remember that story about Jacob and Esau. Y'all remember that?
Out of you. You got to keep the inheritance with your own race. Esau going to be blessed with the sword. He's going to rule first. But after Esau rules, right? How does scripture go again?
No, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob the beginning of it that followed.
In 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. 6 and 9. 6 and 9. And verse 9. There we go. You know what I mean? So captures I broke down already the fringes. Israelite culture, very similar to the native Indians.
So what you are looking at here, if you could read it.
Revelation 7 and 5. Of the tribe of Judah were seated.
This is Judah right here, right? Go to the next tribe.
Of the tribe of Reuben.
This is Reuben. Next tribe.
The tribe of Gad.
This is the tribe of Gad.
The tribe of Asher.
This is Asher.
The tribe of
Naphtali.
The tribe of Manasseh.
And when you go to the other side, so these are the 12 tribes symbol that you are looking at that Captain Tazoryak is wearing. And of course, ISUPK, which is the school name, right? And then we got 144,000. So the 144,000 is the 12,000 that's going to come out of each tribes. So this is the 144,000 that will be in Christ's army. Right. And we got the school logo with the shield of David. And you know, the shield of David, Christ sit on his father's throne, which is David. So when we wear the shield of David, we are saying that we represent Christ's government. So this is all our clothing line to bring our culture back to our people. And what you are looking at on the jacket is right here on the wall as well.
Like you notice, we have like the fringes.
That's what's going to be my next question.
On the side. So in Numbers 15 and 38, You wear fringes on the borders of your garment. So the border of any garment is where the two seams meet. So you would wear fringes on that as a symbolic recognition of keeping the laws of God.
What else are we missing? The handkerchief.
This called a war scarf.
We call it a war scarf in the Bible. Might come up with a handkerchief.
And you want to notice that see at the top, it's open right here. The top is open here. That's because in the Bible, right? It says that when a man prays or prophesies, he's supposed to have the head uncovered.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a woman supposed to have her head covered. That's why you see women at school when they're in the class, they always got a head wrap on their head or something like that, where the men have a war scarf or a mitre or something like that. So that way they just had the crown of their head uncovered. That's the part of their head supposed to be uncovered when you teach or pray or prophesy.
We got the glasses. Christians hate that we wear glasses all the time, but the glasses is in Isaiah chapter 3. Glasses are biblical. You know, the real Jews had glasses. They wore it as a style too. It wasn't because they needed it. You know, no eye gear. You know what I mean? They wore it as a style in Isaiah chapter 3.
The war belt, right? Yep. War belt. That's something to hold the garment up. Like if I had this garment, I took the garment before. You know, it says we wore a war belt. It said Christ had a war belt made of Uphaz.
Right.
So he had a golden war belt to hold up his garment around his mission. That's also we were warriors too. Like God says in 1 Maccabees 14:9, we wore war like a proud. So this protects your midsection. Then back in the days we fought with swords and all that, so protect you. So you don't get killed, something like that. So we wear war like apparel.
Right. And then we have I think these are being sold on Etsy, right? Etsy, what's the plug for the Etsy for these?
Yatazar.etsy.com.
Yatazar.etsy.com, right? You know, real Jew apparel, and that is Israelite culture.
This conversation was. You good?
Yeah,
making sure
to grab the whip.
Okay, cool. That's gonna be a blooper. Okay, cool. I'm keeping that in. All right, I'm keeping that in.
Yeah, man, we need the whip. Y'all seen Django?
Yeah. One thing we haven't taken a look at is the role of women in the organization.
Okay.
And I would love to dive into their involvement, how they're seen, how they're treated. Fill that void in for me.
One thing I love about ICBK is it's about restoring the family structure. You cannot have a family without a black woman, without a black man. In today's society, when a man and woman gets in a relationship, they don't look at themselves as family. General Hyman made this excellent observation one time. He was like, if a woman has her kid, if the kid gets out of order, the option of you're not my child anymore never pops in her head because she knows that that's family. But if her husband or boyfriend or man, whatever she calls, doesn't text at the right time, she'll use that, say, I don't want to be with him no more. If she's not happy enough, she'll say, I won't, because she doesn't look at him as family. He doesn't look at his woman as family. But in here, you are forced, that's your woman, that's your family. There is no separation of that family structure. And so it involves a lot of erasing of what we perceive as relationships. In the world, you can have sex with whoever you want to until you get a marriage certificate from the white man, then you're actually married. In here, we're taught the reverse. In here, we're taught, you better court that woman. You better court that woman, you better court that man, you better vet that woman, vet that man, because if you choose to lay with that woman or that man at any point, that's your partner for life. That's your family for life. The Bible says the head of every woman is the man. The Bible says, wives, obey your husbands as unto the Lord. He's your Lord. The Bible says that the daughters of Sarah are not afraid to call their man Lord. So if you believe in the Bible and you got a husband, call that man Lord and see what start happening. See the ripple effect that happens with that.
Based on what you just said and based on even what the Bible says, one could watch that and be like, oh, they just think they own women. They think that women are possessions and that they are owned by the men in the relationship. How would you like to put it like as plainly as possible? What are the boundaries on women's rights and abilities within your organization?
Okay, well, I just want to address the possession part. We do own them. Like the Bible says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. The reason why women don't like to hear possess is because they was never possessed by their father. Because if we was in a righteous environment, that daughter would have her father. Her father possesses her. And then a man comes along and says, I would like to marry your daughter. He works out whatever dowry gets paid between that man and the father. And then there's a change of possession. So now you go from being possessed by your father to being possessed by your man.
And so you think, because obviously weddings, at least in America, no longer work that way for the most part.
Right.
Do you think that's what we should be going back to?
Absolutely. Because the one thing, like in the Bible, and this is what makes the Bible so pure and the correct way, because the Bible has an answer for everything. You know what the Bible says about fathers? It says in Ecclesiasticus, the 42nd chapter, it says, a father waketh for a daughter when everybody sleep. And the care for her is stressful. And the reason why it's like that is because he knows that a daughter is extremely dainty. She's like a flower. She's delicate. She's not built. Like when you got a son, you want your son to get his ass whooped. You want your son to fall. You want your son to deal with adversity, because that's how you prepare him. You got to prepare him mentally, physically, spiritually. With a daughter, you don't want her to get bruised. And because women, especially daughters, are gullible, they're naive, and a hunter, which a man is, you don't want her to go outside and then some man comes along and then is able to trick her with words.
I'm going to open this piece up to the room. Does anybody in here was anybody in here raised by a single mother? The camera can't see also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with you being one of them, have any of you experienced that single mother being able to give you the things that Cap is saying right now are not for a woman to give? Did she try? Did she try and fail?
Tried and failed until she got remarried.
Tried and failed.
My mother would find my father. I did this lecture on the miseducation, the first lecture my mother came to. If I got out of pocket, my mother would find my father wherever drug den that nigga was at. She would find him and say, hey man, you gotta get your shit together, because he's acting up.
Sure.
And reason why we enforce that sex is marriage and not that paper is because it's so shocking. When your audience hears that sex is marriage, every last one of them is going to have the ghost of rod pass or the ghost of vagina pass. They all going to have, so you saying, because this is the questions I usually get. So you saying every woman I had sex with is my wife? Every man I had sex with is my husband?
Got a lot of wives.
Got a lot of wives and got a lot of husbands. But let's say if you said you had a girlfriend, I said, are y'all dating? You said, yeah, just dating. We haven't been intimate yet. I would say you're courting.
Okay.
And courting is, that's an important piece, because we think reverse. We have sex first and then figure out all the bad shit second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, I ain't know she had 12 kids. I ain't know. Damn. I ain't know this nigga had this job. I ain't know he was unemployed because you met him at the club, got drunk, had sex with him, and now boom, you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or you can have a baby by him. Now, you can hate us for saying sex is marriage, or you can make the mistake of sleeping with this woman, child support. These women is moving to California because you can get more money off child support in California than you can everywhere else. PJ Washington said, what's the broad? I hate this broad too. She's the one that was Kevin Gates. Yeah, so they move to certain places so they can get more money. We are considered a hate group. We haven't harmed nobody. Lynched nobody. No mass shooting by Israelite. No mass drug dealing by Israelite. It's just what we say out of our mouth. If you take the Klan, for example, because sometimes we get compared to them. The Klan lynch people, the Klan unalive people, openly racist, extremely violent racist. We're not like that. We're just speaking because our God said we can speak. First Amendment says you can speak. But when we're a strong black man
A strong black man is always a threat.
Marcus fame, Wayne Chenault, a student of Hananiah E. Israel, shot Alberta Williams King, which is the mother of Martin Luther King Jr. Is that person somebody that you would agree is an adherent of BHI, and how would you respond
No,
to
I wouldn't attribute him. He didn't do that because he was an Israelite. It had nothing to do with whether he was an Israelite or not an Israelite. He was mental.
Okay.
He was already off. So there was a mental reason why he did that. Like he stormed in the church. I believe she was shot in the church, and he stormed in the church and yelled out something. And I think there was a famous person that was involved that also took it away from it being an Israelite thing, but it was another reason. So it had nothing to do with him being an Israelite at all.
All right. Another one that I'm very sure you've heard of was a targeted attack on a kosher market.
In Jersey City?
In Jersey City.
Yes.
And these two people killed a cop and 3 civilians, and they also lost their lives when the police stormed in with an armored vehicle. And so I wanted to address that as well, which in this case, it very much seemed like it was stemming directly from their beliefs. How would you address those?
Yeah, that wasn't there. But actually, Commander Jenny Hanna got interviewed by the news over that.
Yeah.
And when he got interviewed by the news, by the time the news reporter came down there, it came out that they weren't doing that from being the Israelites either. It's like when they raided the house, they might have found a flyer on the floor, but they wasn't in no classes. They wasn't attending. They wasn't.
Like, bro, how you gonna name 3 incidents to try to act as if the black Hebrews are violent or any of that? Bro, we have thousands of incidents of white folks attacking black folks. You name 3 incidents to try to prove that the black Hebrews are violent, bro. That is a poor representation, bro. That's 3 examples versus millions and thousands of examples of them committing violence toward us, bro. Brothers are still getting, at least 4 brothers this year done been found hanging from trees. Not counting all the black people that's been killed by white folks, but at least 4 of them this year done been found. One of them was found on a school campus in Mississippi. Yeah, just hanging from a tree, and they said that it was suicide, no foul play.
For Israelites, it's like if you walk back then when that happened, even if you came to our camp, we give flyers to anybody that walk by. Sure. So you can have a flyer on your possession. It doesn't make you an Israelite. That's true. So, yeah, so they weren't Israelites. By the time they even investigated, they weren't Israelites anything. In like 2018, I think I had deleted like my social media. Yeah. But with the position that I'm in, particularly, I kind of have to be on those spaces to push. And then when I started getting my business, I needed to promote it everywhere. And so it's been good for me. I've learned to not care, which takes a lot. So I learned to not be bothered by what people say. My father played a part in that too, because he used to say the wildest shit ever to me. Yeah. I mean, he'd be like, I remember one time he told my brother and sister, said, tell Tyree you don't love him. God. And they doing it because they scared to death of my daddy. Right. And shit. And so now, it's almost like when people talk about me now, you ain't going to say nothing more crazy than what my dad said. So I'm almost immune to it.
In my opinion, that we will never have true unity until we drop the Bible, drop the Quran, drop all of the man-made religions that was given to us during slavery.
Religion is definitely man-made, and it's very financially beneficial to the power structure.
What did Malcolm say? Malcolm said, when you come in here, hold up. Malcolm was having a meeting in the community, and he said, when you come in here, leave your religion at the door. Leave all of that stuff at the door. We're going to come together based off of what we all have a common enemy. We have a common goal. And see, religion stops us from uniting. You can't unite with a Muslim, Captain.
Yes, I can.
No, because he's going to do things that your God is not going to accept. No. And then the Muslim is going to say, nah, stop for a while, brother. We don't do that. You see that's where the division comes in at.
But see, that's the problem. What Malcolm said at the end was the only right thing. What would unite us and we would be able to build is if we did not love white people. That's it. The reason why people think religion is the issue is because they're about to force feed their doctrine
into us when they think we got to build. But if the three of us got together and you say you're going to be in charge of agriculture side, he's going to be in charge of the legal side. Let's say if I'm going to be in charge of security. We ain't mentioned no religion. However you get the agriculture done, that's how you get it done. However you get the legal side done, that's how you get it done. However I get the security side, that's how I get it done. All under that one thing.
All right.
We can talk about...
You're referring to alliances, right?
Right.
Alliances between people who do have those different views. And there is there's some validity to what he's saying. I talk all the time about, at least within America, evangelical Christianity is a problem. Like, it's a problem that is filtered into our government, that is filtered into our policies and our laws, and has victimized a lot of people. And so from that lens, religion very much is a problem. But I think what you're saying...
I definitely respect what the brothers stand for. I don't personally, like I say, rock with no religion. But I can definitely respect what those brothers stand for. They're about uplifting brothers, and they don't force their teaching. Cause boy, like Christianity, they force that shit on you. Like I said, I damn near became a Muslim before too. They forced that shit on you. Yeah, when I damn near became a Muslim, them motherfuckers was watching the shit out of me about that pork. Oh, leave that swine alone, my brother. I'm telling you, a lot of people force their religions on you. But shout out to the black Hebrews. They don't really, from my understanding, they don't really force that shit up on you. But if you want to be enlightened, they got it for you. They got the knowledge for you and all that there. So I definitely respect what they stand for. I respect for it. They don't kill other black men. They don't put down other black men. They all about uplifting each other. So I definitely respect. If I was to join a religion, it would definitely be the black Hebrews. But I definitely respect it. But yeah, Floyd, that's who you should have stood with. Yeah, if you was gonna stand with someone, you should have stood with the black Hebrews in America. Instead of saying you ride with Israel. Just disloyal, bro. Black people want to join anything that ain't a threat to white supremacy. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming up in this motherfucker. I'm gonna get off this motherfucker. I'll get back with y'all tomorrow. Or maybe even later on tonight or some shit if I just feel like getting back on this shit. But I definitely get with y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up in this motherfucker. It's all love, man. This is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.